This is a quick presentation that I'm choosing to do in the evening because I know that when I get into school, I'm going to be so excited to see everybody. I'll probably end up glossing over some of these points. So I've just been going through some of your rough draft presentations, and I have to say, for the most part, they are very poorly done. It's almost as though when you guys worked on these presentations, you didn't spend more than about 5 or 10 minutes on them. And seeing as how we worked on these for over 2 weeks, it's very, very disappointing to think that people wouldn't put more effort into these, especially when it comes time to actually present these in front of a group of your peers. When you stand up there and try to present something professional, but it looks unprofessional and sloppy and abbreviated and disjointed, it's just not going to really be a good time. So even though I've gone through how to create this presentation several times, I'm going to go through it again for your benefit. And again, I haven't seen a single presentation come through here so far that was perfect, that didn't require any revisions. So this is how I would do the presentation. Now, looking at the presentation, I've come up with a sketch. Okay, so this is my sketch. I've got a brand name, and let's say I just want to call it like Idea. That's my brand name. Okay, so right here, first of all, I'm going to make sure to put my name here. So I'm going to say Mr. Grable. Okay, then looking at the instructions, it says I expect this presentation to be clean, interesting, and stylish. Okay, so go online and type in free Google slide template. Okay, I did that. Go to Slides Carnival or something familiar or something similar, find a template and download it, and then go to Slide, Change Theme, and click on the button to import the theme. Okay, so I've already downloaded one. I'm going to click on Import Theme. Let me scroll down a little bit till I find the one that I want. So many of these are presentations that I've gotten from other people. I like this one that says Timon, so I'm going to import that one. There it is right there. I'm going to click on Import Theme, and it's going to bring it in. Okay, so this slide here is going to get deleted. Okay, so I've already done that. I've already read this, so I don't need to do that again. I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to delete it. Now, if you find that you can't edit this, it's because you need to make a copy of it before you edit it. You can't edit my documents. And so you right-click on this. This is all in the instructions that I put with the assignment. Right-click on this and go to delete. So I'm already done with this stuff. These are the things that I'm going to be grading on, so make sure that you understand those. Slides are brief, the pictures and text are professional. Did I prepare? So I'm good with that. I'm going to delete that. Now this one is different than the rest of them, so I'm going to right click on this and I can choose Apply Layout, and let's just apply that one. That looks kind of nice. Okay, so this first slide says, what are some current trends? Mention at least 3 and describe. And then feature a picture of someone dressed in the trends that you're talking about on the right. So I actually wanted you to go online. Let's see, maybe ripped jeans outfit. Okay, going online, and we're looking at something that is popular. Okay, so something like this. She seems like, you know, pretty stylish. I don't think I could ever pull off shoes like that, but she seems pretty stylish. So I'm going to copy that, right click, copy it, go back over to my presentation, right click, and go to paste. So it's going to paste it in there, and I'm going to size it down so it fits. Okay, so that gives my audience some sort of a frame of reference to go off of when I start talking about the trends. Now this stuff over here, you need to remove this. If you have these prompts still up here, it looks really unprofessional. So what are some current trends? Mention 3 and describe. I don't want you to type out big long paragraphs, okay? So right here, I'm going to say ripped jeans, okay? Maybe something like, even though they're new, they look old. Okay, really quick bullets of information. I'm going to say leather jackets. They are durable and look great when they're worn in. You know, when leather gets really worn in, it looks good. Reflective sunglasses. I don't know, just looks stylish. That's actually it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these are bulleted information, just really quick little sentences. I'm not going to put like a whole paragraph. I don't want you to stand up in front of us and just read all your slides. If you're going to do that, why not just email them to us and we can read them ourselves and save all the time. So I'm going to go up here and I'm actually going to change these into bullets. Okay, so when I'm standing up there, I'm going to take a look at these, or you could even just leave it like this. I'm gonna stand up there and I'm gonna start talking to you and I'm gonna say, you know, okay, look at this picture. This person has, you know, ripped jeans. Now, ripped jeans, you know, and then this thing is up there for you to read, for the audience to read, and then the person that's presenting, they've already practiced this, so they don't need to turn around and look at their presentation. They'll just tell you about ripped jeans. They'll tell you about leather jackets. They'll tell you about these reflective sunglasses. The reason why you have these slides is not for your benefit, it's for the benefit of your audience. Okay, so I'm going to make these all into bullets. So just like that, I'm going to say, looks good to have those. Okay, now if you want this to be even more dramatic, maybe you can change the font a little bit, you know, make them a little bit larger. Or you could also add an animation. If you want to add an animation, you can go up to the top and where it says insert, go down to animation, pops up on the right hand side, and this is a fade animation, but I mean you can change that to whatever you want. You can choose how quickly it comes in, but this says fade in on click. So if I want to try it out, click on play, and if I click, it fades in. Now this is fading in all as one, so if I hit this little drop down, I'm able to choose this where it says by paragraph. So now watch. When I click on play, click on it, kind of fades in, click on it, fades in. Now the benefit of this is that if somebody's taking a look at your slide, you can say, okay, check out this picture. And they're not going to be able to read ahead. They're going to wait for you to click on this next prompt. So you click on the next prompt and then you talk a little bit about it. And they're looking at you while you're describing the prompt. Click on the next one, talk a little bit more about it. Click on the next one, talk a little bit more about it. If you just reveal all these at the same time, they're going to be reading these instead of paying attention to you. Okay, so that's a good looking, like really brief, professional looking slide. Okay, now this one, my brand. Everybody left these prompts up here again. I don't want you to. Okay, so right here, I'm going to say my brand name is Idea. Okay? Okay, so this right here, I don't really even need that anymore. This one right here, describe why you came up with the name and what image you're trying to share with people. What is your brand all about? Again, I want bulleted information, really brief sentences. So I'm going to say something like, Idea is something that is new and fresh, completely customizable. Okay, now that's brief, but I'm going to be able to describe that and sort of expand on what I mean about that. And then it says insert your sketch either from a scan or photo on the left. So I have my scan over here. I'm going to copy it and then paste it over here. So here's my sketch. Okay. Now where it says put image here, I don't need that. I don't need put image here. Okay. If I wanted to describe this, if I wanted people to know that this was my sketch, which it is, and I actually got this off the internet, I could go up to make a text box. I could click and drag and maybe say my sketch resembles a cloud or a thought bubble, something like that. Okay, describe why you came up with that name, what image you're trying to share with people, what's your brand all about. So my brand is designed to be simple and clean. People don't want complicated clothing, they want quality. Okay, and then the rest of this stuff right here, that's just fluff. I don't need the rest of that stuff. I might increase to this to the same size as my previous slide, right? And I also might select these and turn these into bullets, just like I did with my previous slide as well. I want to make sure the bullets match up. Now, if I do bullets, if I wanted to do animation, again, remember I can go to Insert, go down to Animation. This pops up over here. It's a fade effect. So if I click on this, I can add an animation. It's going to fade in on click. I want to do it by paragraph. These are considered different paragraphs. And then I can preview it by clicking play. So again, my sketch resembles a cloud or thought bubble. So imagine me up there presenting this to you. Wow, looks like a good sketch, right? And then I would click on it and I could say my brand name is Idea. I came up with this because I wanted something that was new and fresh, something that's completely customizable. Do you see how I'm saying this stuff? And you're focusing on my voice, not so much on the slide, because now there's nothing more to read. And then I click on another thing, now there's more to read. You'll read that, and then you'll start paying attention to my voice again. My brand is designed to be simple and clean because I feel people don't want complicated clothing, they want quality. Okay, so that's my idea of a good slide. So we have this one so far. I gotta stop that. We have this one so far. It's got a picture for you to enjoy. This one, it's also got a picture for you to enjoy. And then I go down here. So the fourth slide, tell us about your design. And again, you're not gonna leave these prompts here. Can't believe how many people left the prompts in there. So what's it going to look like? What type of material do you want to use? So I'm going to say, logo will be on high quality cotton shirts and hoodies. Okay, that's good for that one. What colors will you focus on? Colors will be simple, mostly black, white, and gray. Okay, what can people expect regarding quality? The clothes will cost a little more, but will be of the highest quality. Okay, so raw materials cost more, shirt costs more. Okay, and then put a picture relevant to your design. Now all this stuff down here, all the stuff that I just talked about, don't need any of that stuff. All those prompts, none of that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to increase the size of this again. Maybe I want to make them into bullets. Remember, you can check this right here. Make them into these bullets. Maybe I want to add an animation. Remember, we already chose by paragraph, so that's all set up. Now it says put image here. I don't need that text right there, right? I'm going to go over to Photoshop. I'm going to take this image and I'm going to put it onto this shirt right here. Remember, you can click on Edit and choose Transform, and I'm going to put this on this guy's shirt. Maybe rotate it just a little bit so it lines up with this shirt. Right? So now it actually looks like it's on his shirt. Okay, so I'm going to select part of this picture. Maybe select something like that. And you can copy it, but what I'm going to do is click on Edit, Copy Merged. So it's going to merge all those, copy them all together. And then going back over to my presentation here, I can right click and go to Paste. And it pastes his image in there. I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, so it gives you, so it talks about the trends, shows you my logo, and then it shows what that logo is going to look like on an actual shirt. I haven't actually created the logo, I just sketched it out. You can actually see that there's a little bit of a rectangle of color around there, but that's okay. Okay, now finally it says marketing. I can't believe, I actually only saw maybe 1 or 2 presentations out of the entire class where people actually took a stab at answering these. And the questions are pretty clear. It says, using Instagram or whatever, how would you make your shirt in demand? This is tough because you want to make it cool without saying that it's cool. What are some Instagram campaigns that you've seen that have been successful? So it doesn't have to just be Instagram, it could be anything. So I could say I'm going to set up a raffle where if I get to a certain number of likes, I will give away a t-shirt and a hoodie to a randomly selected person. My shirts are not going to be sold anywhere but my site, which makes them seem more in demand. I plan on taking pictures of my clothing on models, you know, to show how the garment looks in person. I'm going to cut, actually let's see, I plan on seeing if I can get my clothing featured at local events to increase visibility and interest, or something like that. I mean, I'm just kind of coming up with this stuff off the cuff, but this is the type of stuff that you would come up with for some sort of a campaign. And you guys know all this stuff because all this stuff is stuff that you've been exposed to before. You know, what is it that you had to do to get that shirt that you really liked? What is it that you had to do to be able to get a hold of that, you know, in-demand hoodie? You know, that really cool hoodie that you've been, you know, been wanting for a long time. Like, what did you have to do to be able to get that? So I'm going to add an animation here. And again, I'm going to go by paragraph. So if I click on play, so again, this is my marketing thing, okay? Just imagine I'm standing up in front of you. So here's my marketing thing. So I'm going to set up a raffle where on my social media, if I get a certain number of likes, I'm going to give away some of my stuff to a randomly selected person. And again, I'm looking at you, I'm not looking at the slide. There's no more information to read, so they're going to be hanging on my every word. I'm going to show them the next one. I'm not going to sell my shirts or my hoodies anywhere but on my website, and by doing that, it's going to make it seem like they're a little bit more in demand. You see how I'm saying something that's a little bit more natural than what's on the slide. It makes people more interested in listening to me. And again, I wait until I'm done with that to go to the next one. So I'm going to be taking pictures of my clothing on some well-known models to show how the garment looks in person, because I've noticed that on some websites they don't actually have somebody inside their clothing, which makes it difficult for me to picture what it's going to look like on me. And then finally, I plan on seeing if I can get my clothing featured at some local events to maybe increase the visibility, increase the interest, increase demand. Okay, so that's my marketing slide. Now this last one, everybody's going to leave this last one just because every single person, I'm going to make sure that they get some comments to tell them how well they did on it, and also a couple of questions to clarify, you know, some of the things that you talked about. So when all is said and done, your presentation is only 6 slides. It's really super brief, okay? So please take a look at this. You see it's got a picture to draw people's interest. It's got some animation to make them, you know, follow along with you. The information is not written out in these big long paragraphs. It's actually written in these really small bullets. I have my sketch in there. Everybody should have a sketch. Put your sketch in there. We want to see how the logo has sort of morphed from the original idea to the finished concept. You can create little text box. Remember this thing right up here? It's a text box. You can create little bullets. Remember, you can click right up here and you can choose bullets. You can also choose an animation. If you go to Insert and you go down to Animation, you can make these slide in or spin in or whatever. Just know that if you do too much animation, it gets a little bit distracting. Okay, so that one, picture on the right, picture on the left, picture on the right. I actually used my Photoshop skills to put this on a picture on a guy. And again, I've got a lot of information to share, but it's in brief little bullets. Nobody wants to read this big paragraph on your slide. They want to hear you tell them about it. This slide is even just a little bit too wordy, but I'm going to present it to them piece by piece so that I can describe this fairly complicated marketing plan that I have step by step. Okay? And then when it finally comes to the end slide, you're just going to hang on that slide until we give you the comments and ask questions. Okay, so when you guys turn this in on Friday, I fully expect this presentation to be brief, clean, stylish, and professional. That's the really ironic part. A lot of people are putting tons of paragraphs, tons of slides and pictures and everything in there. It just needs to be brief and simple. We want to focus more on you and what you're saying than on what your presentation has to say.